All right, welcome back. Hi, I'm Evil Squeegee. I'm doing some solo role playing here. When we last left off, we had woken up in a dungeon cell that we had no idea how we got there. We're playing a paladin, Octavia. We built up a little bit of the world, a little bit of the lore. We made some stats, we made some characters, and we got right to it. I did not manage to break out of my dungeon cell. Instead, I was escorted to a ritual chamber where I was being forced to watch these cultists sacrifice these people. I did, however, cause a kerfluffle and managed to defeat the cultists in the room. The cultist that had the gun sadly got away, so I don't have a weapon other than a knife right now, which I'm thinking I might actually give to Christina here, who was the surviving member of the sacrificial team. The cultists managed to kill 2 out of the 3 needed to perform their ritual, and I managed to stop them just before they got to their 3rd kill. And we've rescued Christina. What is her name here? I just wrote it down. Christina Lind is an elderly warrior, a mercenary from the mountains who was captured while defending a caravan from these cultists, and we're about to explore the dungeon and see if we can't find the exit and get out of here. Hopefully, we'll find some equipment. Hopefully, we'll find some loot, and hopefully, we will survive as we manage to escape. And I think that's just about it. So, will we get out with our lives? Will we be able to find our stuff? Stay tuned to find out. All right. You mean we get to see this amazing intro once more than once per stream? Yes, you do, Tice. If you're following on YouTube, I record these live every Friday. No, not every Friday. Every Saturday and Sunday at 2 p.m. ESP. 2 p.m. ESP. Ooh, spooky. EST on twitch.tv/evil squeegee. You can catch us there and get involved in the fun that way. But if you can't make it to those streams, they will be up on YouTube, chopped up into various smaller episodes. So let's get to this. We are exploring the dungeon. What do we find? Let's go to the maps page. This is the chamber that we were in with the 3 sacrificial tables. To find out what we find, we roll a d12. A d12 is a 5. 5 to 6 is a common area with a discovery. So we're going to come up to the top of the dungeon notation here. Common areas. There's 4 different types of common areas. So let's find out what we find. 4. A cultist sleeping chamber. And there's a discovery in this cultist sleeping chamber. Dungeon discoveries. What did we find in the cultist sleeping chamber? An 8 is going to be a feature. Which feature do we find? An altar, a dais, or a platform. All right, so let's go over here. So we have Christina, and yeah, it does sound like we're gonna find out a little bit about who the cult worships. So we've got Christina, and we've got Octavia coming in from the north. And I have a couple of questions. One, I think it is unlikely, but are there any cultists sleeping in the cultist sleeping chambers? No, and it is eerily empty, devoid of life. As a matter of fact, I think it's creepily cursed. Something about the almost completed ritual has left this place crawling with darkness that shouldn't be there. So let's see. There are no cultists here. The other question that I have is to whom is this altar dedicated? Let's find out. Let's say it'll be a god, a godex, or a goddess on a 1, 2, or 3. Roll 1d3. Are you not gonna roll 2? It's a godex. So we're gonna go over to the generate neutral names. Moen, godex of night. So we're gonna write that down in our notes. So that explains why there's so much darkness here, and how the almost completed ritual has caused this crawling darkness to kind of like seep across the floor like a thick fog. I imagine, like, on either side of this chamber, as you can see, I've doodled these beds. I imagine there's like a chest at the end of each bed. So immediately Christina goes and starts to open these chests. And I don't think they would be trapped, because this is where the cultists sleep. They wouldn't trap their own chests like that. Whoops. Do we find anything? Do we find any gear? We do find some weapons. We know the cultists have guns. We know the cultists have knives. I think that Christina has a really good idea, and she finds some black robes and tosses me a set, and so we can disguise ourselves as cultists, and we can arm ourselves with knives and a gun that we find in these chests here, and we can move on to the next chamber. That's a 10. A 10 is a unique room. It's a themed area, and it has a danger in it. Let's see. A unique room. Let's find out which unique room we're getting here. We'll roll a d8. We've already got 1d8. 2. The torture chamber. Which theme? Odds, impending disaster, evens, scheming evil. Evens, scheming evil. Okay. So we've got scheming evil, torture chamber, and there's a danger in here. Let's find out what that danger is. Dungeon danger. 6. It is a creature. I think, okay, before I roll up to find out what kind of creature, is it a cultist? Yes, it is a cultist. Okay. Okay, so there is a cultist in the torture chamber. Is there a victim in the torture chamber? Yes, but what? Yes, but they're not going to make it. That's what pops into my head. So let's doodle this torture chamber here. It looks kind of like an inappropriate drawing of a person. It's a map, okay? We're looking from the top down. It's a map. Don't look at me like that. Okay, so we've got... we emerge into the chamber wearing cultist robes. And the... this cultist immediately is like, how did the ritual go? I heard fighting. And I'm going to immediately say the ritual was not a success. The prisoner has escaped. Trying to frame this as though I am a cultist. This is going to be a defy danger based on charisma, because if I get busted being a not cultist, then danger is going to happen. So unnatural dice. A miss from Dio. Oh no. I get more experience points at least. I am at 7 out of 8. I'm already almost level 2. Okay. So what happens as a result of this miss? Let's consult the GM moves table. Give an opportunity that fits a class's abilities. Well, I mean, we've got a warrior and a paladin. It's combat. That's an opportunity that fits our class's abilities. So immediately we get that, hey, you're not one of us, from the cultist, and Octavia just immediately hauls off and comes at this guy with a dagger. I know I just made a punching because I forgot that I had loot. So make a stabbing with the dagger. And that's going to be a hack and slash with a disadvantage from Dio. So disadvantage means I roll twice and take the lower of 2 rolls. An 8. I have +2 to this, so that's 10. Or a 9. When a follower helps you hack and slash or volley, roll their damage die alongside your own. Use the highest one and any damage bonuses you get on top of that. Okay, so theirs is a D8. Mine is a D10. I do my damage. I do 5 damage. We've established the cultists have 6 HP. So this cultist is really messed up as both of us descend on them with daggers in hand and a bayonet on a gun. But the cultist manages to conjure up the powers of darkness and deal its damage as well to me. 3, of course. Leaving me at 12 out of 23 HP. I really need to get my stuff. I need a healing potion. I need it badly. As we descend on this cultist, and I sink my dagger deep into his flesh, and Christina takes the bayonet on the gun and stabs him as well. This cultist kind of like makes a motion in the air with both of his hands and conjures up this ball of black fire and blasts me with it. I stumble back. And I dive right in to finish exactly what I started. I want this cultist dead. It's a strong hit from Dio. And it does not matter how much damage I deal, but we will find out. 9 damage as we descend upon this cultist and murderize him. And then we are going to loot this cultist and get a 4. A 4 on looting. Full treasure. A small valuable worth 2d10 times 10 coins. So I have the rod from before and 100 coins. Okay, so load. I have 01 rod worth 40 coins. And then this is going to be a 12. A crown or a scepter? I think it's another rod. So we descend on this cultist and we kill them, and then and apparently all these cultists carry these rods. I don't know what these rods do, but I imagine these rods probably have some sort of magical property, which is why we keep encountering them. Oh, this cultist, this torture victim is not going to make it unless... Oh, do I risk the lay on hands? Do I risk the lay on hands? Because if I roll a 7 to an 8 on the lay on hands, then I am not going to make it. I think it's too risky. I think it's too far gone. I think Octavia is going to consider it for a moment, but ultimately decide that it would be unwise to risk taking their place. She will, however, slowly release them from the torture table. That's the word I'm looking for. And she's going to escort him to the beds and see if she can't give him some comfort in his final moments. And she's going to very quietly be there with him while he passes, rather than leaving him alone. Because, I mean, fuck it, she's got time. It's not like there's a time limit on escaping. And then once that has been done, she will definitely have asked him for his name, I think. Yes. She should have asked him for his name. His name was Claire Goodluck. So she will stay with Claire while he passes, holding his hand, and then take a deep breath and exhale and start to build up that resentment of evil that drives her. I think that she's kind of a vengeance theme paladin as opposed to like a defender of the innocent. I think she's definitely a punisher of evil. And this is exactly the kind of evil that she is here to punish, she thinks. She's not sure. So, do we go east, west, or south? I think we're gonna go east from here. 12. I think a 12 is in fact a unique with a discovery. That's the best thing we can roll. Which unique did we roll? 7. The warden's office. I bet you there's all kinds of loot in the warden's office. And there's no danger, which means the warden's not here. The warden might have been the one doing the sacrifice that I beat up in the last episode. But you know what wardens do is wardens keep records of all their prisoners. That's what they do. And that means that I might be able to learn something about why I'm here. So immediately Octavia starts rummaging through this chamber with the, like, looking through the bookshelves, pulling out the desk drawers and going through that. And that sounds to me like a discern realities. So, unnatural dice. I roll discern realities. What do I get? I get a miss from Tice. Now, I don't level up until I strike camp. But I have, ding, enough experience to level up now. I will probably have enough experience to level up multiple times by the time I actually get the chance to rest. So I don't get to ask any questions as a result of that discern realities check, which tells me that there's nothing in the warden's office that's important. The warden doesn't keep records, isn't very thorough. I think that this might be a ramshackle kind of operation that isn't. They're not efficient. They're not good at what they do. It's just a bunch of low-level cultist dudes trying to run this base that I'm in. So the warden is just some schmuck who's been appointed the position of warden and doesn't do his job very well. So let's find out what the GM move is for that 6-. Deal damage. Oh no, I set off a trap. How much damage do I take? 4. Of course, I rolled maximum. Again, leaving me with 8 out of 23 HP. This is not looking good. This is, in fact, looking mighty bad. Mighty awful. My HP is getting really low here. But do I find my stuff? Is my stuff in here? Let's ask the Oracle. No. And I find the remnants of my stuff. It's been destroyed. They didn't want me getting it just in case I got loose, which I did. What about Christina's stuff? Is Christina's stuff here? No, but it hasn't been destroyed. It's just not here. Okay, so let's head south from the torture chamber. Find out what we find. A 7, a common area, a themed area. Oh, you know what just occurred to me? That was our second themed area. Which theme was that? Evens, then odds. So that was impending disaster. What about that place was the impending disaster? What about the torture was the scheming evil? I think they were trying to get information. Let's rewind a little bit. They were torturing that guy for information. They wanted to learn something. But he didn't tell them. And he didn't tell them. What was it he didn't tell them? What was it he didn't tell them? Let's ask. Trust intrigue. There was a mole in the... There was a mole in the cult. Was I the mole? Was I the mole? No, and I didn't know that there was a mole to start with. So this is news to me, even though it would have been news to me because I am an amnesiac and do not remember where I came from. But I asked him that, was I the mole? And he says no, before he dies. And then this is impending disaster. So they were planning on doing the sacrifice, and there are more sacrifices coming for more rituals. Might as well just stick to the classics. Why not? From there, we're going to head south, and we're going to find a themed common area. This theme, odds and then evens, is impending disaster. This is our second box exploring the impending disaster theme out of 2 boxes, so that can no longer be rolled. The next themed area will have to be scheming evil, and that'll be the entirety of the base. We still haven't found the exit, which means that we might be behind a secret door. What kind of common area is it? There are 4 common areas. that it could be a 2. A 2. It's a 3-way intersection. I'm going to check and see. Oh, wait. Was that a 7 that I rolled? A common area? And yeah, there's a danger in this hallway as well. What kind of danger is it? A 4. A 4 is a mundane. No, that's dungeon theme. That's dungeon theme. We want dungeon danger. A 4 is a trap. Okay. What kind of a trap is it? 11. It is a magical trap. Okay. So I'm getting a picture of like a summoning thing that'll summon a demon or an imp if it is triggered, which means that we must be on the right path if there's a trap here. But I don't necessarily know that Octavia or Christina notices this trap. So we're definitely defying danger here on our wisdom. Unnatural dice. It is a disadvantage from Dio. Get that disadvantage out of the way. All right, so I'm going to roll twice and take the lower of the 2. My wisdom is not good. My wisdom is looking pretty bad. My wisdom is -1. I should have not done that. Oh, it is definitely a failed check. Disadvantage. Yeah. All right, marking XP. I have 9 out of 8 XP for level up. We can feel like we know that the exit has to be somewhere along this path out of character, because why else would the cultist trap it? Why else would the cultist trap the hallway? Although there is a treasure room, we might not have discovered that yet, so it could be that direction. Yeah, that's true. It could be the treasure room. Keep going like this and I might go to level 3 in one rest, right? It's not my fault my community wants me to fail. So we start to progress through the hallway, and I think that we're going to be going never eat soggy weasels. We're going to be going to the west in that direction. What? My girlfriend is giving me a look.
Soggy weasels?
You shouldn't eat them.
I mean,
would you eat a soggy weasel?
No. No, I would not, in fact, eat a soggy weasel, no.
And there you have it. When I step on... Is it a pressure plate? No, it is not a pressure plate. Is it a tripwire? Yes, and intervention set to +2. It is a tripwire, and the tripwire is hanging like a vase from the ceiling, so that when I trip the wire and it releases the vase falls and breaks on top of me, and the demon is summoned from whatever's inside the vase, mixing together like the dust of the like multicolored cloud of dust, just poof in all directions. I'm bonked on the head by this stupid vase, and now we encounter this demon. Let's check to see if there are stats for a demon in the Dungeon World book real quick. An imp! This is perfect. These tiny observer demons often act as first-time binding subject by neophyte warlocks. They can be found infesting arcane cabals, drinking potions when no one watches, and chasing peasant servants with tiny pitchforks. A caricature of true demonhood. These creatures are, thankfully, not too difficult to bind or extinguish. Instinct to harass. Send information back to hell and cause mischief. So it's just one of them, I think, because we've established that these cultists are not very... they're not very powerful. So 7 HP, 1 armor, D6 damage. Okay. So this imp lands on top of me in a cloud of smoke that it summoned, and poof. And it jumps down, and it gives a little cackle like, which is a terrible cackle, and I should never do that again. And it immediately turns around and breathes like out of fire at me, as I am the intruder that summoned it. And it deals 1d6 damage. Sigh. I have 3 hit points left. I need to stop taking damage. This is not looking good. I'm just gonna shoot the son of a bitch, I think. I'm just gonna turn around and point blank stab with the bayonetta, and then pull the trigger if I hit. So this is a hack and slash with the bayonetta. It's a miss from Tice. That's bad. Okay, so this imp turns around, breathes fire on me. I'm like, ah, shit, I'm dying. And then I try and stab it. It jumps out of the way because it's a quick little motherfucker. I'm running out of hit points. Oh, I need to find out what happens to me as a result of that miss. Oh, I also get XP for the miss too. There's so many things to keep track of. GM moves, separate them. So the imp gets between me and Christina. So Christina can't help me because the imp is positioning itself such that that we can't really work together. And I'm gonna try and stab it again. Unnatural dice. It's a miss from Tice. Oh no. Every miss I get right here is a chance for me to take damage. Because I'm rolling what the GM moves are on a table. And if one of them is deal damage and I take 3 damage, I'm done. And that'll be the end of the show. Offer an opportunity with or without a cost. I miss with the stab, but only because the imp jumps backwards, which means that I could pull the trigger and just dispatch the imp on the spot. And the cost for that opportunity is yet another gunshot has rung out, alerting more cultists so they'll be ready for me if they come down the line. And I'm going to go ahead and take that and just kill the imp right now before it can deal me any damage with a gunshot. We dealt with the imp before it could cause any mischief. That's the important part, because imps causing mischief is a real problem. So we're going to go back to the maps here because we're exploring this dungeon. That was this hallway, and we were headed this way. So let's find out what we find when we delve deeper. A 7. I think that's a common area and a danger. Yes, a common area and a danger. What kind of common area is it? Roll 1d4. A 1. A 1 is a cell block. Okay. And there is a danger here as well. So let's roll to find out. Is the danger another cultist? Let's find out. Yes, and intervention 3. It is time for our 3rd point of intervention to happen. So I roll the intervention table. I get advanced plot. The only plot we have right now is what am I doing here and how did I get here? And the plot will advance by How do we advance this plot? I think there's somebody in the cell block that has information for me. I think I'm about to rescue somebody who knows who I am. I think that this person is a person of importance to me. Did I storm the castle with this person? No. But no, I didn't storm the castle. So I was trying to sneak in. No, but I was here with the purpose of stopping the cult. So I was here. I was trying to sneak in and they caught me and locked me up. That doesn't explain how I lost my memory, but it does explain what I was doing here. Were they with me? Or was I here to rescue them? Were they with me? Yes! So they got caught sneaking in with me. Are they the mole? Yes, and intervention set to 1. Yes, they are the mole, and I was their handler. So before we press forward, we have the information. Let's do a little role play here. First, I need to know their name. We'll say they are 1, 2, 3, male, non-binary, female. Come on, roll those dice. Non-binary. They are... Is this my Elizabethan name? Yes, this is. I need a good Maud, M-A-U-D, Maud Gorstay. All right, where's my notes? All right, let's go to Une, the Universal NPC emulator, and roll up who we're dealing with. NPC descriptor, 70. NPC noun, 53. 70. They are an uneducated recluse. Okay, so I'm like their only friend. Why are they here? Why did they agree, if they're a recluse, why did they agree to come to the cultist lair with me? Why did they try and sneak in with me? Let's find out. A 95 and a 72. 95 verb, 95. They are here to realize. 72, composure. Realize composure. The composure of the cult. What the cult is composed of. They suspected that this cult had infected their village. And so they wanted to find out which of the villagers were cultists. And so they were here to save their village, basically. And they helped me sneak in because they were the mole. So Maud is here, and Maud is in a cell as we enter the chamber, the cell block. And Maud will immediately call off, "Psst, hey, Octavia. And I'll kind of like run over. Maud? Octavia, what took you so long? I don't know. I think I got caught. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm here. Do the cultists have memory wiping magic? Is that why I can't remember anything? Yes, and intervention set to 2. And Maud kind of rubs their face. They got you and they wiped your memory. Great. Is that what happened? I mean, that's what I would do if I was them. What did they do with my memories? They feed memories to their god of the night, whose name is somewhere in these notes. Moen. Maud and Moen. I'm not going to get that confused at all. I don't know what you're talking about. And so Maud will explain the situation. Maud will say, you was sneaking in to put an end to the cultist movements after I'd identified the cultists on the inside. But they caught you. And they delved into your mind. And they must have wiped your memory after they learned what they wanted to know, which was me. Because they came for me and they threw me in a cell immediately after you were supposed to have snuck in. I'm sorry, Maud. Let me get you out of there, and I gotta take the gun and point it at the lock on the cell and blast the lock off the cell with a loud bang. And Maud jumps back like, "Geesh, whoa, watch it! You're gonna blow somebody's feet off with the thing." I don't have any time, Maud. We gotta get out of here. There could be more of them around the corner at any point. They already know I'm here, so we have to go. And Maud will kind of open the gate to their cell and step forward and kind of brush themselves off. And I'll ask Maud, my stuff was destroyed, but we couldn't find any of Christina's things. Where does this cult put the loot from their captures? And Maud will tap their head. Maud will tap their head, be like, I can show you the way. And what I'm going to rule is that basically when I have a map, I roll twice and pick the result that I want on the delving deeper move. And so now that Maud is guiding us, I'm going to say that that's the same as having a map. And so now Maud is going to guide Christina and Octavia through the through the cultist lair because Maud has been here before and knows where everything is. So actually, Maud could just take us to the exit. We're dressed up as cultists. We can go back to the room, to the sleeping room, and get Maud a costume. So the real question is, can we just leave? Can we just escape with Maud leading us to the exit? Yes, but we can't find Christina's stuff on the way. Because Maud's face has been identified. My face has been identified. Christine's face might not have been identified, but we'll say that the loot room was too heavily guarded. And we will escape the cultist lair, bringing us to outside as we open the door to the outside, and the sunlight streams down, and it's eyes are adjusting from the darkness of the cultist lair, and we can see there are trees in the distance over the hills, and we're stepping out onto the side of a mountaintop in Death's long mountains, and now we need to find our way to civilization. We don't have any food, we don't have any rations, we don't have any supplies. This is going to go very, very poorly. But to find out what happens next, you'll have to tune in next week. Because that's all the time we have for today.